The Washington football team, I think, have had a very good offseason.
100%.
They brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick, which was their first move, 1 year, $10 million deal. They brought in William Jackson. They lost Ronald Darby, so they had to bring in a corner. They brought in Curtis Samuel, who, I mean, I think everybody was mocking Curtis Samuel to go to the Washington football team.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really good move. Then they also re-signed Lamar Miller and David Sharp, an offensive lineman. I'm going to give their offseason an A because I think they had one job, right? Bring in a wide receiver. And the football team brought in that wide receiver in Curtis Samuel. He could line up as running back. He could line up as a receiver in the slot or outside. He was Terry McLaurin's teammate at Ohio State. They actually shared a dorm, so they're really close friends. And now the football team has an offense of Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, and J.D. McKissick, who I think played really well last season.
For sure.
And they did lose Alex Smith, who I think he made Washington be a relevant team. He got wins for them. But I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is an upgrade, at least right now, because Fitzpatrick, not only can he be conservative, but he's going to sling the ball down the field. He's always been a gunslinger, and with Terry McLaurin, he's going to give Terry McLaurin a lot of shots.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to bring a spark to the Washington football team. And Ron Rivera on Colin Cowherd's podcast said that he wants a quarterback who is tough, who brings a spark, who brings a swagger, who motivates the team. And Fitzpatrick fills all those boxes.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen what he did with Miami. I mean, they didn't even want Tua to play because they love Fitzpatrick so much. I mean, you saw one of his press conferences where he had a chain. He had the Sean Jackson chain. I mean, Fitzpatrick brings a swagger.
Yeah.
He's going to really bring Fitzmagic to the Capitol in Washington, the football team. I think they made some great signings.
I'll give it a B grade. And the reason why I give it a B grade is
because you're an Eagles fan.
No. I just said they were going to win the division like 20 minutes ago. I give it. I like William Jackson. I like that secondary. I think Cameron Crowe, he's really good.
Okay.
I like Kendall Fuller. He's good. I think William Jackson's going to fill that hole for them. I think Curtis Samuel was a good move for them, out there with Terry McLaurin. And they're running back Antonio Gibson. He's really good. So shout out to him. The only reason why I have a B and you have an A is because I'm not as high on Ryan Fitzpatrick as you are. That's why I have it as a B. I still think they need a quarterback. I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to come in there. I think Alex Smith is better. Me personally,
No.
I can't agree either.
I think Alex Smith is better for them. I don't think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to play that well, but I obviously could be wrong. But I'm not as too high on that Ryan Fitzpatrick signing as everybody else.
So the only reason I didn't give him an A+ was because of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. I gave him an A. The only reason I like Ryan Fitzpatrick signing. The only thing I don't like about it is that now it handcuffs them. So let's say if they wanted to go out and get a Sam Darnold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
Let's say if they were to, right? I wouldn't hate that because that offensive line is solid.
No, it's good.
And I'm just not a believer in Sam.
Fair enough. As a Jets fan, I understand that. That being said, you get him out of that scenery. You bring him to a lower key market. You give him an offense that's explosive. You give him weapons that he really doesn't have to rely on himself to really be that 100% guy to carry the offense.
I agree.
You give him Terry. You give him Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, and McKissick to check down to out of the backfield.
And O-line.
That being said, now you bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick. If let's say they were to trade for Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold has one bad game, they're going to be calling for Ryan Fitzpatrick, no doubt. Or let's say they have Ryan Fitzpatrick and they have Sam Darnold, and they want Sam Darnold to learn from Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit, which I doubt would happen. That being said, Ryan Fitzpatrick, let's say they pull him for whatever reason, like they did with Tua. He's going to be he's going to be unhappy again. He's going to be the same thing, like, oh, it hurt me, which rightfully so. I agree. What they did to him was wrong in Miami. But to also contradict of what I'm saying, last season they missed that risk taker in a QB. Where I liked Alex Smith, I can't agree that Alex Smith is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick right now in their careers.
I think he was better for this team.
The only thing I'll say is that Alex Smith was too much of a game manager. They needed someone to really risk the biscuit sometimes.
I get what he's saying, what River Brown Sr. is saying, because I can see why you like Alex Smith, because when you have an elite defense, you just need a quarterback to not cost you the game.
For sure.
There are some times
like with Jimmy G for the 49ers.
There are some
but he really didn't
times
cost games.
There are some times where Ryan Fitzpatrick will cost you the game because he is a gunslinger quarterback.
Bugging.
So that's the only downside of this signing. But they brought in William Jackson too, pairing up with Kendall Fuller. You got Landon Collins coming back, Cameron Curl, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Matthew Ioannidis, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen.
Oh, this team's nasty.
I mean, they just need to fill that linebacker hole.
So nice.
This team, the draft.
I mean, I'm really high on the Washington football team.
Me too.
The football team has made some really good moves. I think their offseason has been an A. And I just like the swag that Fitzpatrick brings to the Washington football team. I mean, listen, the Jets, back when Fitzpatrick signed with the Jets in 2015, I believe, he was not supposed to be the starter. It was supposed to be Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But Geno Smith got punched in the face. So Fitzpatrick started. And he had the most historic season of any Jets QB in history, statistically.
Yep.
So there is potential for Fitzpatrick to really have a great year with Washington, given the weapons, given the offensive line. You know, I think this would be a good team next season.
I agree. Listen, I'm taking them to win the division next season.
Me too.
I think Fitzpatrick's going to have a good year. I just think that if this team had a franchise quarterback,
Oh man,
they would be Super Bowl contenders.
No doubt.
I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders personally with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think listen, I'm a little bit more of a believer in Sam Darnold than you guys are. But if Sam Darnold was in that offense, man, he would be nasty.
I advocated for Sam Darnold in Washington.
That's facts. That's facts.
I think
Yeah,
Minshew would be
doubt.
better.
Garner. What,
Yes.
what about Mitch Trubisky?
Garner, yo, that's a good one. I ain't gonna
What
lie.
about Mitch Trubisky?
No.
I agree. I think I would take Ryan Fitzpatrick personally, just because if I were to sign Mitch Trubisky, I could have just brought back Alex Smith or something like that. The only thing is Mitch Trubisky's more mobile.
This team has a lot of potential. I think with a franchise quarterback, this could definitely be a Super Bowl contender team. They just got to find their guy. And I think right now they're just teetering on good to great, and they're slowly taking that step. But if they can get that franchise quarterback, they're gonna be good.
They might be a little bit too high to trade up because it's definitely going to cost them an arm and a leg if they want to. But if they were to trade up for Justin Fields, this team would be unbelievable.
What's their pick?
20-something, I'm guessing.
19th
19?
or 18th.
You think
something
Lance
like that.
falls there and they just work on a project?
Lance could fall there.
Really?
Lance could fall there.
And then you get him.
That'd be crazy.
You get him in the.
Yes.
That'd be
you start
crazy.
Ryan Fitzpatrick and then you just have him.
See, that's the thing, though. That situation, I'm more comfortable letting Fitzpatrick play the whole season. Tua, me personally, if you ask me, I would have liked to see Tua sit the whole season last year. I think they rushed him, and you saw that he looked injury prone. So that's why when they decided let's bring in Tua, that was the wrong decision for me. But this situation, I would 100% agree. You sit Trey Lance the entire.
Trey Lance or Fields.
If Mahomes
you wanna go with.
Mahomes can sit a full season, why couldn't have Tua? And 100% Lance would sit a full season.